Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Slim Nations 101's experience. And we are here this morning with a good friend of mine, Carlton Copeland from Manor High School and Kevlar Manor, and part of the A Purpose Driven. You can see that behind him, behind a nonprofit group that's out here in the community doing good work. It's been out here for a long time, and glad that he took time out this morning to come and talk to us about the Peace Week that's coming up. That's coming up soon, and it's an annual event. It's usually held during the time when the students are out for the Easter break or spring break, whichever one you want to call it. And so he came here and early, and he has a busy day, like every day he has. So welcome, Carlton. Thanks for joining us this morning. Appreciate you.
Well, Slim, I thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to come back to Coffee Talk and visit with you to make sure we get the word out to the community on what's going on in the city when it comes to our youth and our events with the Purpose Driven.
Yes, I've been seeing a lot of advertising out there, but it's always that maybe that one or two people that might not know that hopefully we can reach. Now, before we get into that, I wanted to talk about a past event that just happened, and I think it's something that's going to be going on from now on. Alumni basketball game between IC Norcom and Manor High School, and probably some of the people from Wilson, the old Wilson as well. But what a great inaugural game it was for these two schools to continue their rivalry even in the alumni field. And so I think I'm going to show one of the coaches. So you see one of the coaches there.
Yes.
Yeah. Who is that, and where's he from?
Tim Mitchell. He's a Norcom
That's
alumni.
Tim Mitchell.
Yes,
indeed.
So he's an alumni and football player, and he's the president of the Norcom Booster Club.
Yes, indeed. Yes, and he's
affiliate athletics. So Tim does a lot of great things in the city, and you can see he's wearing his brand. So he's definitely going to be branding our stuff at the Dream Center.
Yes, he's an entrepreneur, and it's glad to have him back. And I guess you can see when you see later, I got on a VUU hat, Virginia Union. He also attended Virginia Union, so he's and I always say, when we went from Norcom to Virginia Union, we didn't have to change our colors; they have the same colors.
Absolutely.
And who is this guy? This is the coach for Manor, the alumni team, and it was a spirited game. A lot of people in the gym that night and cheering on, and it came down to the last minute, and Norcom won by 2 points. But it was tight in the end. They were going away, and then they came back, and then it was really tight. So it wasn't so much about who won or lost, although it gave us bragging rights until next year. But it was the purpose of it, all about the purpose of it, and a fundraiser for scholarships, I believe. Colin, you can talk more about that. What the purpose was, and I'm gonna show this guy too, who made it. Made it quite comical during the game. He was the announcer. Everybody knows Cletus Cassidy, who went to Wilson and considered and supports Manor now. But he was there calling the game, well, kind of commentating during the game in his fashion, in his comedic fashion. So that sort of helped the spirit of the game as well. But talk about what the purpose of this meeting or alumni game between Norcom and Manor.
It had a lot to do with just supporting the two schools and making sure that we support our students. It was definitely for the scholarships at Manor, and so it was a fundraiser to raise money to put back into our youth and put back into our schools. So my sister Dion and Tim and everyone who made it possible. We want to thank Portsmouth Public Schools for allowing us to use Manor High School and making the event better with providing the custodians and opening up the school and all of the vendors. So the event really was to bring back the spirit of the rivalries in the city. Using the scholarship money was achieved, and you see we donated money to the students and also a program over at Manor. So that really was the purpose, and I think going forward we will continue to do this. And everybody loved it. Like I say, Cletus was definitely a big hit, but the purpose is always giving back, always being able to provide entertainment in a way that people can come out and have fun. But at the end of the day, making sure that we're taking care of our kids and the kids know that we're out here fighting and supporting for them.
Yeah, and it's all about supporting each other's schools, and Norcom was there to support you all on this event. And I've seen several events that Norcom has that you always see people from other schools in the city of Portsmouth, particularly Manor, there supporting what Norcom is doing. And we all here in the city, and we all uh, trying to help our youth that's coming up, no matter what schools they decide to go to, make sure they're prepared once they get there. And
Absolutely.
and create a safe haven for them, and a responsibility, and make sure they like themselves. You're not going to respect anybody else or like anybody else until you first appreciate yourself and like yourself. So that's what a lot of these programs are all about, giving them self-esteem and making sure that they are prepared for this world that's can get a little crazy sometimes. So
Yes.
we definitely appreciate what you're doing. So, and so we can move into the Peace Week, and you can give us a little history on that and how long it's been going on and what it's about, because it's like is it a national movement, Carlton?
Not yet, but you just spoke it into existence.
Okay.
We're gonna pray. We're gonna ride that, Slim. That it will be one day. Actually, it's the second year of being a city initiative. Peace Week came about by the way of Peace Camp, held at Cavalier Manor facilities 5 years ago. And so we continue to do that. And the purpose behind it was to make sure that we was providing safe, positive learning environments for our students while they was out of school on spring break. We know from year to year when spring break is gonna be, and we know idle minds are a devil's playground, and so we want to prevent those minds from being idle and provide camps and outdoor activities and field trips and safe places in the neighborhood that our youth can go. And so, um, and we've achieved that goal. Portsmouth United is the catalyst and the collaborative effort with the Portsmouth United and the community partners is making it possible for it to spread throughout the city so we can touch more youth and more families and more communities. So really excited about what's happening in the city with Peace Week. Um, we're moving into it very quickly. It actually starts this Saturday. Portsmouth United wanted to make sure that we had something for the kids to do as soon as they got out of school. So they get out on Friday, and there's a few things happening Friday evening for the kids. Saturday, we start off with a plethora of events throughout the city, from Easter egg hunts to the boots on the ground at the Dream Center to a resource festival and fair over in Churchland. And Sunday, we're right back at it with a gospel concert. I think there's 6 or 7 Easter egg hunts being performed or for the city on Sunday. So that's just the weekend leading up to spring break, and then Monday starts all of the official activities and the camps that will continue through the 10th. So it's really grown,
Mm.
and there's other cities that's watching, and we're definitely leading the way with coming together as a community and coming together as a city and getting behind the charge and making sure that we have a week full of peace, like we did last year. During Peace Week, there was no homicides, there was no um, shootings during the week, so it definitely has proven that if we come together to work together, that we can definitely combat and even maybe stop some of the senseless killing and violence that's going on in the city. And so that's really the purpose behind Peace Week. Stand behind that big P, peace,
Yeah.
what we want
Peace.
in every day. And if we can do it for a week, now we into 9 days, and so maybe we can continue to move one day at a time, putting peace at the center, and knowing that God is leading the charge in this mission, that we can change the minds of our youth and better our community and our center. I mean, and our city.
Yes, indeed. And I'm sure it's going to spread throughout Hampton Roads because, all our cities, all the 7 cities in Hampton Roads are uh, connected by crime, and by not only crime, but a lot of the good things as well, but they're connected by crime. So if it could be something that could be held simultaneously throughout Hampton Roads, what a big difference it could make. And you have a proven record of what it does, at least for that week,
Yes.
as far as crime, and what goes on. And if people can do it for a week, they can do it, they can get used to doing that. And I notice too, with all the things you do, and you always have that spiritual element in there because it's not a whole lot we can do without God in our lives. So I'll talk about that, because that kind of comes in and is kind of personal to you, about making sure that element is included in the festivities for the week.
Absolutely. Slim, God is an amazing God, let's say that, and that He is ahead of my life, and that He's ahead of
Bluetooth
everything. And we
disconnected.
have to, realize that if we put God first, then all things will work out. We can have a peace week, but if we can't have peace with God in our lives and God being
Bluetooth
the center
connected.
of it, to me, our efforts are not going to be rewarded. And I think that we all must recognize how we got here. We didn't do it by ourselves. We weren't created to do it by ourselves. And so we must, spread the word, and we must let people, our community know, for me, who God is in my life and what He's done for me, because I wouldn't be here if it was not for Him. And so I give Him, all the glory and everything that we do. So the gospel concert is a testament to that. So we want to celebrate and put God right out in the community where we can um, shout His name, we can praise Him, we can sing, we can fellowship together right outside at 2701 Columbus Avenue at the Dream Center. And so we want people to hear it, um, not just see it on a flyer. Come and experience it and hear the word and see God people come together and feel the ground shake under your feet. And
Mhm.
God told me years ago is why I'm on this mission. You go get the people and I'll do the rest. And so these events that I'm having is based on that. That the more people that come, then I know that God is touching more people. And so we must put His people in front of Him for Him to do the work. We got to put God first, and He'll do the rest. He's the only one that can really change what we are seeking to make a difference in. Is putting Him first, Slim.
Yes, indeed. And looking at the flyer, it has something for everybody. Some people that might think, oh well, especially the younger folks, well, I don't want to go to a gospel thing. They'll just be singing some of the old spirituals and everything. But looking at the the guests that will be there, looks like, just going by the name, just going to be some people there that's going to bring different kinds of presentations of the gospel to that particular day. So it'll be something for everybody, something that everybody can understand and get into.
Yes, I want to give a big shout out to William Stars. GG2G, who's handling the promotions for the gospel concert, just as he did last year with his promotional company. He's a gospel um, artist, rap artist. He's on in the top 4% of gospel rap artists, and he's right here from Portsmouth, from Academy Park, KP. So I like to give a big shout out to William. He's definitely doing his thing. We just added a gospel choir to the show on Sunday, so it's gonna be um, a fun time. Good music. We're gonna go old school. We're gonna go hymn. We're gonna go gospel rap. We're gonna go. Um, they got dancers, groups, individuals. It's just gonna be a fun time. Giveaways, praise, a word. It's Easter Sunday, Resurrection Sunday. So as we continue each year to push through Lent season, headed towards Resurrection Sunday, we want to just have the energy going into it and to continue it after church from 2 to 6 on Resurrection Sunday at the Dream Center. Bring your chair, bring your tents. We got plenty of space. It's gonna be an awesome time, and we want to continue. We want to continue to put God out there and put the resources out there. It's the relationships. For me, William, I've known him now for 2 years. It's the resources and the drive behind what's happening now that God is putting all of us, lining all of us up, that what he wants to happen will happen because he's given us enough to be able to do that. And I'm just so excited to know that the city is on the rise and that from the mayor down to the citizens that we're coming together and striving. There's a lot of negative connotation about Portsmouth, but if you're in the city, you know that there's a lot of positive things happening, a lot of people working, boots on the ground, and there's a lot of people supporting it from behind the scenes that's opening doors and making ways for my organization and other organizations to be able to come together to provide the kids in the schools, out of the school, in the neighborhood. And all of this has transpired over the last 10 years since I've been back. So I'm blessed to be able to have seen the 10-year growth in the city of Portsmouth and most importantly, to be a part of what's happening.
Yes, and indeed, and to have people from Portsmouth involved, like that become artists, come from humble beginnings and have some stardom, and then come back home and want to share, their gift with where they came from, and that's so important. And let's see, this one. This the boots on the ground. Everybody is putting their boots on the ground, with these. I went to something for a heart association, and they had the boots on the ground. So when it's hot, so you have to go with those themes, and people are prepared for it. People went out and bought all these cowboy outfits and things like that. So they will gladly come. And the line dances have always been something popular, especially with people trying to raise funds or just having a good time.
Right.
And this is going to be one of those times where people that love to hand dance and love to line dance and come out and show off their Roy Rogers and Dale Evans gear. Yeah, a lot of people not going to know what I'm talking about when I say Roy Rogers and Dale Evans. You know
Mhm.
though, don't you?
Yes, absolutely. It's that look,
Yes.
it's that style. So it,
Yeah.
it I'm so excited, Slim. I don't know what to expect. This is really the first event of this kind at the Dream Center, and I'm so thankful to the Royal Steppers and the Seven City Steppers for coming together and supporting the effort for Peace Week Boots on the Ground. And like you said, line dancing and boots on the ground is hot right now, and it's something that I've always wanted to do since I had the Dream Center. And once again, the ladies from these line dance groups are from Portsmouth. Friends of mine
Yeah.
went to school with them and raised up with them, and they was more than willing to support a purpose driven in this effort during Peace Week. And you can see all the featured groups, and some groups may have been left off, but that was a oversight. We definitely want to include everybody in the city that has a line dance crew. All the DJs are from the city. It's just going to be a good time, you know. So I encourage people to come out. We're going to be there from 12 to 8 on this Saturday at 2701 Columbus Avenue. Bring your chairs, bring your tents, bring your coolers. We're going to be giving away, you know, hot dogs and chips and water, and we'll have fish and chicken there as well, vending. So we're
Hmm.
looking to have a real good time. There's enough space at the Dream Center for you to pop up your tent, and your crew can grab a piece of real estate and just enjoy the day on Saturday and come back on Sunday for the gospel concert for 2 to 6. So we're looking forward to it, and I believe with all the other events that's going on Saturday that we're there to 8. Hopefully, that people who are having other events on Saturday will, you know, stop past after the event and see what we got going on. We're gonna be right there all day, and we're excited. We're excited.
Yeah, I was going to say that the time is good because so much goes on Saturdays, and this time gives everybody. Because I have an event to go to early, about noon, but it gives me plenty of time after I finish that event to come to that. I plan on being there Sunday, and I want to be there Saturday as well. So, and make sure you don't shy away from bringing your donations. The donations are always welcome to the efforts here, and this gives you a chance to see directly, what your donations are going towards. And it's always a good investment when we talk about investing in our youth and our future. So, but there are going to be times where you can donate and have some good adult time with the line dancing and everything. Some of the younger kids do that too, but this is for this is for us. I don't know too many people that once that line dance starts that don't get up there on the floor. They might not be able to last the whole time, but at least they can start out. So that should be a great event. And I'm
Yeah,
sure looking at the weather's going to be nice and everything. So bring your chairs and bring your family members and bring everybody. If you have kids home from college, I don't know when they take their break, but bring those college students home, and it's just going to be a great event. So,
it's.
boy, looking forward to. Go ahead.
See, let me. I just want to emphasize this. You know, everything that we're doing this weekend and throughout Peace Week is family friendly. So we're gonna have, you know, bounce houses for the kids, and so, you know, make sure you bring your kids. We are gonna have a line dancer instructor that day, instructing line dances. You can see on the flyer that we have one of our local artists that's gonna be performing to her line dance song. So it's definitely a community effort going into this. And now that you put up the basketball court flyer, we
Bluetooth disconnected.
so thankful to Portsmouth United and all of those who helped make it possible for us to be able to have this court. And so we're going to be opening it up starting on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 2 to 7. So it's open play. Bring your game. No backpacks, no balls, but the gates will be open. We have plenty space, plenty goals for the youth to come out. Our goals from 7 feet to 10 feet, so the younger kids can come as well. So it's open court Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 2 to 7, and then on Sunday the 12th is going to be our ribbon cutting for the blacktop court, and that will be from 12 to 4 on the 12th. And we're going to have partnered with, excuse me, the Virginia Center of Public Safety doing it's about saving lives basketball showcase. So we're going to be showcasing the court with 2 games going on. Enough is enough. So we want to continue to stay with the theme of curbing and stopping crime. So these basketball games is a testament that if you shoot hoops and not guns, then there's a lot of good things that can happen for you. And we want to continue that effort at the Dream Center on the basketball court.
Indeed. Shooting hoops, and if you lose, only thing, only thing you would lose, I mean, would get hurt is your feelings sometimes.
Yeah,
If somebody blows your eyes out, with their jumpers, So I can deal with that kind of hurt,
yeah,
as
yeah.
opposed to anything else. But it's a collective effort. And you mentioned, the partnerships you have with this, but what about the Portsmouth? Portsmouth uh,
United.
United. That's a collection, a combination of a lot of different groups, or is that a standalone group? For those who don't know what Portsmouth United is, because you heard that come up a lot, especially at council meetings and things like that. What is Portsmouth United?
Portsmouth United is an extension of the police department that gathers. There's so many components to it. Community outreach is just one of the components. It kind of it's the hub that's building out the ecosystem to stop the violence in the city of Portsmouth to get our numbers down, and our numbers are trending down. So that it's really about public safety, community safety. There's violence interrupters. There's stabilization. The community outreach, which is prevention, intervention, and treatment. So they focus on all aspects of the trauma that happens behind gun violence and violence itself. There's a component for domestic violence. So they're attacking all of the areas that needs to be addressed when it comes to safer communities. There's safe passages. There's so many programs surrounding Portsmouth United. And I want to thank Chief Jenkins and Miss Matthews, Chantel Matthews, and Ruth Miller, who are putting in timeless hours, making sure that the 32 organizations that was funded this cycle continues the effort and keep going on the right path. So they kind of guide us and steer us in the right direction and make sure we have what we need to do the work that we have signed up to do, is to be out, boots on the ground in the community, to make a difference for our families, for our youth, to make it safe. And so, like I said, last year the crime was down, and we want to continue those numbers to trend down. And we meet every Thursday at 206 High Street from 6 to 7. It's open to the public. We're seeing the numbers grow with the attendance of people coming into the room who wants to be a part of making a difference. And that's the most exciting part of it, that it's a collective effort of funded, but now there's people coming in that's not funded. They're just saying, hey, I got something I want to offer. I can fill a gap. And so when we fill the gaps, then we can better serve the needs of our community. If it's fitting, like at the Dream Center on Thursday, there's a fentanyl awareness training. There's youth paint therapy. It's just so many other components that's happening during the week. That's is faith based, is family friendly. And then spring break is a great opportunity to spring forward into the summer with summer programming. It gives the parents and the kids the opportunity to see what's coming down the pipe, see who has what program, to get familiar with the different organizations and what they provide, and the way the ecosystem works. That we know the resources. If someone comes to the Dream Center who has a need that we can't provide, but we're linked to an ecosystem that we can pick up a phone and refer them to get them the best help possible wherever it is. If it's food, if it's clothes, if it's trauma treatment, if it's death in the family, there's someone in the under the umbrella in Portsmouth United that can service them. And like I said, you can go to portsmouthbuzz.com. That's an app that Portsmouth United has created that keeps the citizens and everybody informed on what's going on. So once again, you can go to portsmouthbuzz.com and you can download that app from the Apple Store or from the Android store or Google. And so there's so many places. So I recommend that the listeners go to Portsmouth Buzz, and that will give you all the information, all the programs that's happening during Peace Week, that you can make sure that through the 4th through the 12th, you have plenty to do, and you know what's going on in your city, and you know where the money's being spent that may be talked about, but it's definitely being used for the right reasons in the city to do the right things.
Yes, and Carlton, and thanks. And it looks like the Peace Week is going to be an amazing week. of people getting involved, and hopefully everybody will come out and support and participate and be a part of it and bring your children with you. Uh, you can't let them tell you that they're not coming. You're the parent, so bring your kids with you. Like my my dad used to
It's
ask me, out being polite, "Do you want to go?" I said, "Well, I don't think so." He said, "Well, you going?" But he would just ask me
yes,
at being
absolutely,
polite. But if I said no, he said, "Well, you going anyway." So that's just a
absolutely.
something we need to be in charge of our. I mean, because of our children. Sometimes being stern like that can save them from trouble, from being in trouble or something like that.
Yes,
To call tough love. Go ahead.
absolutely. And that's what, guidance is a big thing. Parenting is a tough job. They have books, but it's a
Mm-hmm.
tough job. It's on the job training. I have 8 children and 2 grandchildren. So I calculated the other day I'm responsible for
Probably
270 years of
different with each one, right?
absolutely, and you parent different, but now these days, the old adage, it takes a village to raise the kids, and now the
Right.
village is getting bigger, stronger, and we got to be open to allow that village to work, and not be afraid. For all the single parents or parents that's raising young kids that have some challenges, you don't have to go through it by yourself. We're here. There's help out here for you. You just have to ask for help. So I encourage anyone that's listening, they got any body that's going through a tough time or a rough time or just need some help, reach out. Go to PortsmouthBuzz.com. The organizations are listed and what they do and what they offer. If not, there's phone numbers that you can call. Our website is www.apurposedriven.com. So you can go to our website and have our number and our information. You can donate. You can register as a volunteer. So, definitely go to our site and go to portsmouthbuzz.com to check out what's going on in the city as well. And so
Yeah.
I also want to say we have a STEM camp that starts on April 6th at the Dream Center from 9:30 to 2:30 for middle school and high schoolers. That's done with Marmac STEM program from the Naval Base. So they'll be with us for 3 days. So you can go to our website and get the registration information for that. And also, we'll be putting out registration information for blacktop basketball, tryouts, and our basketball camp that'll be coming up in the future. So all that information will be on our website. We'll be sharing that information out. If there's anybody that loves the game of basketball, that's retired, that want to coach, that understand the importance of team sports and training our kids up, you can also go to our website or give us a call. You can go to our Facebook page of Purpose Driven and find us. So you can go to Blacktop Basketball VA and connect with us when it comes to basketball, signing your kids up, or just being interested in what we're doing. But at all of our events on the 4th, the 5th, and the 12th, we'll have information out with QR codes for donations, registrations, and surveys. So we want to make sure that we're giving the community an opportunity to give us some feedback on what they think about a purpose driven and what's going on in the city of Portsmouth. So we're excited. We're excited. It's been a long time coming. We're 2 days away. So all the planning and all the things that's gone into it will definitely pay off for us as we continue to get ready for Peace Week 2026.
Yes, indeed. So I don't want to hold you any long. I know you got a busy day, and I'll say this to the people out here: we probably can raise a lot of money next year if you and I have a shootout. One of those days we just have a shootout, and and that's all it's gonna be, y'all. A shootout. Standing still. Either a shootout and see who can make the most shots from different angles. And it doesn't have to be the two of us. It can be a group of guys from that play ball at Norcom and Manor over the years, from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and just have some guys that don't have the knees to run up and down the court, but we still got that eye for the basket. So Think about that, including that in one of the activities maybe next year that
Uh-uh.
will
No, sir,
definitely
we
draw a
ain't waiting.
crowd.
I'm going to open. I got basketball court at the Dream Center. We don't have to wait the next year. You can pull up anytime this weekend.
Yeah. Oh,
We can shoot
oh, that sounds like a
we don't have
challenge.
to
That
wait
sounds like a
the
challenge.
Yes, sir. We don't have to wait the next year. We can get it on anytime. So we can put
I
the
hear
word
you.
out there to all the old fellas that think they shoot. We can put it together and have an old
All the
fashioned shootout right at the Dream Center.
all the OGs out there, that even if you didn't play organized ball, or, for Norcom, it was some guys out there that were on the playground that could made anybody's team. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
so take his challenge seriously. But before you go, you have that center on Columbus Avenue. That's just briefly talk about that and what you're doing there. You know, uh, because this Peace Week is a special event. For the week that the kids are out, and some of the other special activities like the game. But talk about the center you have on Columbus Avenue. That it started out in the field in Cavalier Manor, where you're from,
Yes.
and then you were able
Yes.
to purchase this building on Columbus Avenue. Is right where it's needed. Sometimes
Yeah.
in some of the areas in our neighborhood, it's underserved as far as uh, places like yours for children to go, for students to go after school and on weekends. So tell us a little bit about that before you get out here and get busy.
Yes. The Dream Center is located on 2701 Columbus Avenue in the Prentice Park area, in between Deep Creek and Portsmouth Boulevard. Um, and so we've been open. We anniversary December 4th, 2025. We do our after school program Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 4 to 7, from 7 to 15-year-olds, where we do homework assistance. And now that the weather's breaking, we definitely the kids are enjoying the new surface parking lot and the basketball goals. And we're looking to increase our numbers. The court will be open Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. When we there to 7 o'clock after the ribbon cutting ceremony. It is a community center, so the court is open to the community without with guidance and with staffing and rules and regulations. We want the community to come out and enjoy what God has had us to build on Columbus Avenue. We will be playing games and short seasons this year. So that's why it's important to get the information out about the registration for blacktop basketball, the tryouts, and the training, because we're going to be right on Columbus this spring and summer with our youth from the city of Portsmouth. We're going to put teams together and we're going to compete on Saturdays, on the weekends, and they get to train and play right here in their city, in the heart of their city. And transportation shouldn't be a problem. And so we're growing. We're young. We're still looking for volunteers. Um, we don't have it all together yet, but with God's help and who He will send to provide that help, we're open and knowing that it's going to take more than just our organization to get the full usage of what God is having us to build, because we know that the center and the court was put there to change lives, and we want it to do exactly that. So we're not going to, gatekeep, but we're definitely going to do it in good and fashion order as God will have us to do so. So we're excited. We're looking to start some new far as programming, some things we want to do with our youth, far as cooking and those type of things. So we will be putting that on display this week. Our food for a fundraiser for fish, chicken, and fries. So we will be doing that fundraiser this weekend. So if you like good chicken and good fish, come to the Dream Center this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and you can see us on the 12th. So we're excited about what God has given us. We have so much more to more that we plan to do, build, and grow on Columbus. And we're just excited to see what God will have us to do, Slim. And it takes shows like this to get the information out because you never know who's listening. You never know
You never know who's
what
listening,
God
and
has
then
planned through this conversation, through this podcast.
yeah,
You
and then
don't.
we
And
share it
so
with other
we're positive,
platforms.
and yes, absolutely. So I want to thank you for having me back on again. I want to thank the city of Portsmouth. I want to thank the police department, Parks and Rec, because Peace Camp is a collaborative partnership with Portsmouth Parks and Rec, where we put on Peace Camp at neighborhood facility and Cavalier Manor this year. So I'm gonna clap it up for that because we went from one facility to two facilities, and both camps are filled up at 75 students, 75 youth in each camp. So that's 150 kids that signed up to say I want to do something positive while I'm out of school, and that we're
That's
able to
great.
partner
That's
with
great.
Parks and Rec provide that platform. They got a lineup of activities and field trips and things that they'll be doing this week. We'll be doing a field day on Friday at Cavalier Manor Field for both facilities to come together because we know there's power when you bring kids from different parts of the city and you bring them together and put them in a positive environment that we can build relationships across
Lasting
the city
relationships. Yep. Yep.
that may save a life. You know what I mean? To tear down those barriers or those lines of neighborhood beef that we get them early enough and we put them in the same environment out at the field, food, games, fun, adults, interaction. And so we're excited about just what we've been able to do with the partnerships throughout the city. So we thank everybody who's volunteered, who supported the purpose driven, and all the community partners throughout the city. The work is not easy. It's hard. It's frustrating. It takes a lot of commitment and a lot of prayer to do the work when you're talking about changing a city, and that's what
Right.
we're assigned to do is to change the city, and we're doing it one brick at a time. And so it's like I said, I can give a big shout out to big homies Eugene for them doing that
Yeah.
groundbreaking on their new facility, and just for me to see the city being affected by us.
Right.
When I say us, not just our color, but the ones who grew up in the city, the ones
Right.
that's from Portsmouth, and the ones that now we're headed to be seniors. We're in our
And
50s, and as
yeah,
you
and
look,
now have a chance
you look around,
to control the narrative. Have a chance to control
yes,
the narrative
absolutely,
because all the years you in the 80s, and me in the 70s, Portsmouth always got a bad rap, but it was no different from any other cities. But the focus was on Portsmouth and how bad things were, and there were some things that we needed to address, and even now we need to address. But when we can have programs like this and we can control the narrative or the direction our youth will go, this is a purpose driven. So make sure when these children or these students are competing, make sure you support them because Carlton and I both know that crowd, that crowd that's cheering you on, how much that means to your self esteem and makes you play harder and gives you a sense of belonging when you have people appreciating what you're doing. And you know you're not alone, no matter what kind of circumstances you might be facing every day. Some of these kids are facing some things that we didn't have to, or learning some things early in life that we didn't have to learn because that's their situation, that's their environment. But we can change that. We can change that by being a village, like you mentioned earlier, because we all had that village when we were growing up. So we appreciate you again,
absolutely.
Carlton, and we'll see you this weekend. And thanks a lot, and take care. And if you have any last words, you can have them now. But I know you got to get to work and get ready. It's just a few days until. It's always something to do leading up to it, right? It's always some fine tuning you
Yeah,
have to do.
absolutely. It's plenty work for the
Yes,
cause, and
indeed.
it's plenty work being a husband and a father and a grandfather. So there's
Oh
always something
yes,
to do. Slim, I just
That too.
I just want to take the opportunity in front of you and the listener to just say, God is real, and that I thank God for allowing me to be able to be used to serve Him in a way that He allowed me to serve. And I want to thank my family, my wife, Miss Copeland, Millicent Copeland. I want to thank my sister, president of a Purpose Driven, Tania Bailey, which is our secretary, Tracy Richardson for our community relations, and just everybody that's come alongside of a Purpose Driven Blacktop Basketball or Carlton Copeland as an individual to help cook or rap or serve or just be there in a supportive manner for our purpose and our mission and what we do in the community. And I want to give a shout out to all 32 organizations that's part of Portsmouth United, those that have partnered with other organizations that may not be a part of Portsmouth United during Peace Week. I want to thank them once again. It takes all of us, and I want to, give a shout out to give back to the block, Darrell Redmond, what he does in his lane, boots on the ground, out there with the high risk. I just, I want to give him a shout out because it takes a special person and a special group of people to be out there in those streets, talking
Right,
to our youth
right.
that's at risk, because we all got lanes to travel in, and that's just a special lane. And I realize it takes a special individual. So shout out to Chief Jenkins, Portsmouth United, and the city of Portsmouth. When you're down, people want to keep you down, but when God got plans for you, our city is on the rise, and we can be that shining star in the 757 that people talk about because Chief Jenkins believed in the neighborhood approach and putting neighborhoods in control or giving them the responsibility to police and govern their neighborhoods by deploying the nonprofits out in the street. So that was a big plus for him, and I think that's why as a city we're moving and making strides the way that we are. So I'm excited to say year two Portsmouth United, Peace Week, 9 days this year that we're going to turn up and turn the city upside down for our youth. So if you're in the city of Portsmouth, just open your doors, take a drive. You'll find something to do. If you're not from Portsmouth, come to Portsmouth from the 4th to the 12th. We got something for you to see, something for you to be a part of. So I'm excited. Thank you, Slim.
Yes, yes, indeed. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. And thanks everybody for watching. And make sure you like and subscribe and share this video for the next few days. So make sure we can get as many people involved or to participate or to show up, buy those chicken and fish dinners and do those line dances and just support the children that are out there and support what all these guys are doing. And what I like about he gave credit to a lot of the different groups, Big Homies and all the different groups. Everybody has a lane, but they're all working for the same purpose and they all acknowledge each other. Sometimes you have groups like that and everybody's doing their own thing and not acknowledging what the other person is doing. But I see each one of them supporting each one of their programs. Because it's all about the children. It's all about our youth that in the city of Portsmouth. And as we get older, we want to make sure that our youth are prepared to either take our place or when they leave the state or anything, they are prepared for whatever they have to face and can be successful in life. And life is the key. We want to make sure they have a life,
Yes,
and not
yes,
perish out here senselessly.
absolutely,
But
absolutely.
everybody, make sure you are aware, be informed, and most of all, be involved. And we'll see you next time on the Slim Nation One on Ones Experience.
Hey,
Take
Slim,
care.
I forgot one thing, Slim.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to give a big shout out to the Norfolk Tides who came along a purpose driven and Peace Week this year. And on Thursday, we will be taking our peace campers over to the Tides game. And
Oh, wow. That's great.
they supported us in a way that we were able to take 150 kids over to the game on Thursday. So I want to give a big shout out to Bailey over there at Tidewater Tides for coming alongside of Peace Week and Peace Camp this year to give our kids the experience to get through the tunnel over to the Tides game this year.
Wow. Yeah. And I know how that is for those young folks to go to a game like that. I remember going to Frank D. Lawrence Stadium, see
Yeah,
the
yep.
see the professional, semi-professional baseball team there with my dad, and I'll never forget that experience being out there. I might as well have been at Yankee Stadium because the experience was just that much to me. So I think those kids, yeah, and that's great that a big organization like that is supporting as well. I'm glad you remember to shout them out and make sure people know that they involved and they can be involved too,
Absolutely.
because like I said, it's an investment in our future.
Absolutely.
All
Absolutely.
right.
Thank
Okay,
you.
everybody, take care, and we'll see you next time on the Slim Nation 101's experience.